8. Episode 8.
Upstream Roulette.
Welcome to episode 8 of it. We watched.
This week we watched Undercover.
Yeah, so let's find out how that went.
Sounds good.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Stream Roulette. Steph, how are you?
I'm good, Daniel. How are you?
Yeah, my smile lets on a little bit more than how I am. I don't know. Like, I'm all right. It's just been a long week.
Yeah?
It's been a really long week. Like,
Why?
I don't know. I just haven't been sleeping well.
Yeah.
Like, I woke up at 2:30 yesterday morning.
Oof.
And
Like up for the whole day?
well, at 3:30, it was like, what should I do? I got to walk the dog at 5. And so I was getting really tired. I'd had enough coffees and it was like that kind of calmed down. And I thought, maybe I'll just have a nap on the couch. I set my alarm for 4:30, but then I was like, no, I'll go to bed and do it properly.
Yeah.
I woke up at 8:30 p.m, like so confused.
I hate that.
So confused. So I was like, what's going on? And I'm like, where's Amanda? She's not here. And then I'm like, 8:30, what happened? And then I remembered as it all came back to me. And then I just got up, walked him around the block. And then just came home, had some dinner, and pretty much went straight back to bed.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I've just been wiped out. Like, I watched most of this show this morning.
Yeah, really?
When I woke up this morning, yeah.
Ah.
And I also watched the movie for the Patriot episode this morning as well.
Oh my goodness,
Like-
you've been busy.
Yeah, well, I did some episodes of the show, like of this one.
Yeah.
Undercover, like on other nights. But then, I was like, oh, geez, I better catch up, because I had gigs
Yeah.
and whatnot, like the one we had together.
We did a gig that, well, it was almost a gig, wasn't it?
Yeah, what would you call that?
Work?
Yeah, that's where you talk and work when it comes to comedy, isn't it? Well, it was a function.
It was a function for a rugby club.
Yeah.
And then we got a message 20 minutes before the gig just going, hey guys, just heads up. It's 50 20-year-old male rugby players. There's 3 women, but I've told them to be polite, so it should be fine.
Yeah, because we all know people like instructions on how to behave in public.
Yeah.
Especially from people who aren't really in authority.
Yeah, that was something. I'm
Like,
like, why did you book me? I am the opposite.
But you
to
did,
what they want.
You did well, though. Like, you did really well.
Yeah, but I
Like,
had to be like real slutty up there. Like I felt dirty afterwards. I needed a
Really?
shower.
do you think it's that? Like, because can I just play?
Devil's advocate.
It's not devil's advocate, right? But it's not like you did different material. Like, because I feel like that after some gigs too.
Yeah.
But it's not that you do different material. It's just you have to do all that material on top of each other. Like, as opposed to just having one or two in a set that are a little bit like, oh, that was a bit wrong, or oh, that's a bit naughty.
I don't
Like, it's
mind
just
being
all-
cute.
It's all that, though.
Yeah.
Like, when the whole thing is that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely know that feeling.
I mean, I'm still doing jokes I wrote,
yeah, that's what I mean.
but I'm
It's like,
doing all those jokes. Yeah, the ones like, I'm a slut. I'll fuck all of you right now. That was 100% the energy I was giving off. Like, I came up there and was like, hello, boys. That was the first thing I said.
Is that something you felt like you had to do to get them?
It was, and that could be me making that decision on their behalf. But I did attempt one joke that moved away from that, and they lost interest and started talking.
Well, they were a very unattentive crowd.
Yeah.
Like, it had a corporate vibe in that they all knew each other.
They loved you.
And but I kept it quick and punchy and bounced on what they were yelling out and you know what I mean?
But I mean, they wanted you. They were heckling like for you to stay on stage instead of bringing on me.
Yeah, and that was the last. No, but that I think that was.
That was because of the first act.
Yeah, like, let's be honest, it wasn't.
That wasn't because I was a girl.
They didn't even know who was coming next. I think that was more because of what happened before.
Yeah,
but
I think that actually helped me because he went so sexist with one of his jokes that he turned a room full of young dudes.
Well, he turned one of the 3 women, didn't he? And,
So
she
he
arced out.
called on it. Yeah, she didn't like something he said, so she yelled out, and then he handled it poorly to the point that the whole room full of guys were like, "We don't like how you just spoke to that woman," and I feel like that almost helped me.
Yeah, well,
because then they were going to be nicer to a woman.
And always someone like not doing great in front of you helps.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
You're much better off following average or piss poor. Like following someone that absolutely storms it, you need the MC to come out and like reset the crowd long enough that they forget what they just saw.
Insane.
Like, you know, like to settle the energy down.
To your absolute credit, you did some real time there, made it nice for me.
Well, some of them you have to. Like I got in trouble once in the UK, like in one of the chains of clubs there, because they had this strict like in between the acts, like just 2 minutes. And then bring an act on. But there was 2 acts in the first half, and it was around the time when they first introduced you had to go outside to smoke.
Right.
So after the first act, like 30% of the audience, well, like 100 people would get up and go outside for a cigarette.
Right.
And like it's just so disruptive. So I stayed on stage for like I just thought I'll stay here till it settles. Either they're all gone.
Yeah, or whatever's happening.
Like what's happening, I'm just going to ride it, right? And I ended up being up there for 10 minutes, like because like a few of them thought, fuck, well he's going to do, so I'll go have one.
Yeah.
And then they started coming back, so I waited. Like I did wait, but they were back and they were settled. And as soon as I got off,
that's great.
The show manager just got stuck into me, and I said, "Yeah, but I did what I had to do for the show. Like, if I didn't do that,
that's what you should do.
If I didn't, he'd be struggling right now. Like, he'd be dealing with that shit show, and like, then that's not good for the show."
Surely the comic that you did that for was grateful, though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
the comics always were. But that was always the thing about that place. I mean, they're out of business now, but their whole motto was eat, drink, dance, laugh. And it's a comedy club, though. But, like, it was always, why is laugh last?
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I see how much of a priority comedy is.
Yeah.
I hate when they do, like, this is very inside baseball, sorry, but I really hate when people that book you are really strict with the MC stuff, because it's so much of it's just feeling out the night, right?
Oh, and
like
what the vibe of the audience is. Yeah,
and
definitely.
just feeling it out and be like, okay, this is how long I should do. Like when they're like, do 1.5 minutes between each act, you're like, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's not how you...
Oh, sometimes you keep it moving. Sometimes you got to mop stuff up. Sometimes you got to calm them down.
They should trust your however many years experience on stage to know what the right move is.
Well, I think there's also the problem of people that just don't realise that emceeing isn't about them. Like the show.
Yeah.
So like some people do like have really sticky feet and they don't get off stage.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah. I guess for them, they need the rules.
But they don't follow them anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
That's frustrating.
Yeah.
That always frustrates me, kind of thing. When it's like, oh, really? We're going to do 10 minutes in between each act? Oh. Like, people tell me to keep it tight when I am seeing. It's like, dude, I want to go home too.
Yeah.
Like, I know how much me going over in between acts can stretch this night out.
I will finish the earliest your show's ever run when I'm hosting.
Oh, I reckon.
As soon as they're laughing, I'm like, all right, let's go.
I reckon I could challenge you on running a tight show.
Yeah.
I do it pretty well. So if there's a clock, even better. But even instinctually, I'm like, all right, they're ready.
Because if they're hot, it might run out.
Yeah.
Right?
And like some of those jokes I've told enough. Like I know they were.
Yeah.
And look, I'd love to stay.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like,
Oh, man.
It's for the show, you know. You got to do. It's got to support the show. Speaking of shows.
Yes, Undercover.
Yeah. So, what did you think?
Should we say the synopsis?
Oh yeah. Tell us what it's about, because I still haven't figured it out.
No. So this is a synopsis I found on IMDb.
Yeah.
Inspired by real events, undercover agents infiltrate a drug kingpin's operation by posing as a couple at a campground where he spends his weekends.
Yeah.
So that's the plot.
Yeah, that's what we're kicking off with.
Yep.
And how'd you go? How many did you get into?
Okay, so first of all, you said this was a movie.
No, I said last time one of the three was a movie.
Oh.
And like, because we cut it down to one episode. Oh, yeah.
I thought it was a movie.
Oh, right.
So I spent the first day trying to find Undercover the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what a journey.
And then when I realised that it was a TV series and they were 45 minutes long and it was 3 seasons, I got through 1.5 episodes.
Oh, is that all you did? Yeah, right. What language did you watch it in?
I alternated.
That's interesting, because so did I.
Really?
Yeah, and
it's kind of fun.
It was fun. I did it out of boredom.
Yeah, same.
But I don't know why, because like it was hard, because when I watched it, it was so much better in the right language.
Sorry, Flemish, not Finnish. Yeah,
Flemish.
Yeah, it's from Belgium.
It was so much better in that. But then it was too early in the morning to focus on that, so that's why I was putting it on English.
Oh, yeah.
But then what I noticed in English, like a lot of the guys sounded exactly the same.
They
It's like they
did.
almost got the same voice actor.
That character, Philip?
So you even remember that
So
name.
I wrote it down because he was crazy. The one that was in like the motor scooter that was at the campground that had like the really camp voice.
Yeah.
And for the overdub one, and I'm like,
Honestly, I'm just saying, yeah, like I know what she's talking about.
do you know when they first go to the camping ground
yeah.
and they're greeted by the person who like shows them around the camp?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that whoever was doing the voiceover acting was like, it was like so camp, like RuPaul's Drag Race camp.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is this just like the voice actors taken some liberties, or is the Flemish guys doing a camp voice as well?
Well, maybe they just got the voiceover artist and said, hey, we'll give you an extra day's wage if you do this character as well. It's just it's an overdub. No one's going to notice.
Well, I listened to the Flemish guy and he was very camp in his delivery too. So I think they were trying to mimic it.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, but it was reading as like borderline offensive.
It is so hard when the lip sync's out though, isn't it? Like watching because the acting obviously is so much better when it's got the right voice coming out of the mouth.
Well, I read some reviews and like all of the reviews were like, the acting's really good. And I'm like, well, by watching it in the overdubbed English, you don't get to experience.
Well,
good
you
acting.
definitely don't. But I would say, look, if I was in a position to be, if I had time,
Yeah.
I do, like, it was a good show. Like, I enjoyed what I saw of it.
How many did you watch?
Like 3.5.
Oh, that's heaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I did do like a full one of it in Flemish.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Flemish?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did do a full one and that was like, all right, this is really good acting, but I watched that one later at night.
Yeah.
But whereas the rest of them, it was kind of like, no, like I did like it. Like out of all those kind of shows that we've watched,
yeah.
like, I'd say it's probably the better one.
Really?
Or what else has been up there apart from that In From the Cold? But that was a different thing altogether.
Yeah, but I also just felt like it was the same. It was another crime thriller. It's like all the touchstones were there. Two main characters, like the two undercover cops that were posing as a couple, like the guy's like by the book and
That's
like the girl's
formulaic.
like, I break the rules because I'm young and gung ho and I have no family back home. And it's like, oh yeah, all right.
You've seen BoJack, haven't you?
Yeah.
Have you? I love that scene where Officer bloody Meow Meow, what's his name?
Oh.
Kitty, whatever his name is, and they're trying to figure out who's the loose cannon and who's who's which.
Exactly.
Who's which. But I mean...
It was like that. And then also, like, I'm like, why am I being rewarded? Because, like, it's more work watching it in another language, right?
Oh, definitely.
Like, it's way more work. So I'm like, cool. Okay, so what's the reward? It's in Belgium. Maybe I can appreciate some of the beautiful Art Nouveau architecture of Belgium or some of the wonderful streets or the fashion. It's like, no, it's all done in a campsite. Like, and they're all dressed like they're Americans.
What if it was done in 4D and it fed you chocolate throughout?
That would be great. I would watch that in Flemish. I would be like, yes, I'm here for that.
Because, like, I got to say, I think it is better watching them in the right language, like
It
in
is.
the language they were shot in. And this probably is ignorant. Like, I find it harder as well. Like, I've really got to be in the mindset. Even like Narcos and things where, like, it's like, oh, you should watch that. You'll really like that.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't get into it too much because of the subtitles. There's movies I've watched and whatnot that have subtitles where I can, and on planes I prefer to watch things with subtitles.
Same. I watch them with subtitles when they're in English.
Oh yeah, because you get the dialogue.
Yeah.
I'm very proud that I didn't have to watch The Wire with subtitles.
Oh.
A lot of people that I know had to watch
to catch everything.
just to know, and like even if I didn't know the expression, like
Yeah, you worked it out from context.
Yeah, just context, and I guess music I've listened to, and like everything else I've watched and consumed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if I didn't know what the actual phrase was, it's like, oh, okay, I know what this implies with the attitude and the context.
Yeah, I can't think of an exact example, but I definitely did pause and Google a couple of times during that show.
Oh, I know. Well, so many people have said to me they couldn't watch it like without subtitles.
Yeah, right.
You know, and I don't even find it that. I don't know. I don't find I have a problem with accents. You know, some people are like, I can't understand.
Yeah.
Like I've never really, like sometimes it's like, whoa, what was that? Slow down. But
That's a good thing to have.
I don't know. Maybe people struggle with mine. I went into a chemist once in the UK and asked for Band-Aids, and that was a mistake because they call them plasters.
Yeah.
But she went, what, mayonnaise? Like, they don't even sound the same, do they?
Mayonnaise. A little bit.
Oh, A. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
they just heard the A.
It was in Birmingham for our UK listeners and viewers.
Well, I guess we hold on to our A's. We hold on to our vowels in Australia.
Yeah, everything ends up, doesn't it?
Yeah, like we hold on to the vowels and we let go of the consonants very quickly. So I can see mayonnaise and Band-Aid.
I'm sure you're right.
Being similar.
I'm sure that's right.
I don't know. My mum was a kindergarten teacher. So
Oh, really? No, that's good.
I used to get in trouble for dropping my G's at the end of words.
I probably couldn't even tell you the difference between a verb and an adverb. Like,
It really helps stand-up comedy though, having like a accent where it sounds like you're not going to be smart, and then you say something smart, you get so much more for the smart thing you said if it sounds dumb.
oh, if you look at some of hang on, what do you mean and what
Well,
way?
like Jim Jeffries, do you know what I mean? He's really good at that. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm just a dumb guy, and then you say something really smart, and everyone's like, whoa!
Oh, yeah, totally. Well, yeah, that's contrast between expectation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Ronnie, more so when he started, but I always felt Ronnie had that.
Do you
Like,
reckon?
well, because when no one knew who he was and he walked on stage, because people had an expectation of what Asian comedians did in Australia.
Right.
And apart from Nick Sun, who was like, him and Ronnie were different as well. If
Oh,
you looked
yeah.
at everyone before those two, like it was a lot of like, hey, your taxi's here. Like that was a literal opener of a guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like it was all very,
Got it.
you know, and then
Yep.
Ronnie comes out and like, so audiences have been conditioned to,
Yeah.
you know, self-deprecating. He's going to tell us he's got a little dick. And, you know,
Yeah.
like he didn't dress as fashionably when he first started. Like, you know, he just kind of dressed.
No suit.
No, he just wore what he wore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
Like,
was just a comic.
Yeah,
Not an
yeah.
Asian comic.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
just a working comic kind of thing. And but like I think when he walked out, the audience had an expectation of what he was going to be.
Yeah.
And then he was just so like aggressive and in
Yeah.
their face and like, I'm better than you. And like, where had you ever seen that before? Like,
That's true, actually.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like where like that I think is a massive, and like Matt O'Kine like has that great contrast between his outrage with his trivial subject matter.
Yeah.
Like it's a real powerful device, like
It's
in
really
comedy.
smart.
Like it is. Like look how Matt used to get so worked up about like vacuum cleaners.
Yeah.
Like it's like, why is he so angry about this? It doesn't matter. But like that, Arj Barker does it a lot too.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but like getting angry about things people to expect you to get angry at.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny, but it's like it's done. Like everyone gets angry at it. But when you're getting angry at the three prongs on a power cord or something, like
Yeah.
that's just such a random. You know what I mean? It's
It feels real as well because it's unique.
yeah, no,
I
it is
think.
unique.
Yeah.
Like it really is.
It has to feel real. If it doesn't feel real, it doesn't work.
I think
You have to be the kind of person that does get angry about that stuff.
faux outrage is hard.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. You
Yeah.
know? Like I remember I saw a tweet once. It was a couple of years ago and I favorited it, but there's no way I'm going to be able to find it now because it was years ago. But it was like the difficulties of comedy, and the top one they had well they had as the smartest type of comedy was dumb comedy done well. And the worst type was like smart comedy just done bad.
Yes.
Like smart comedy done well was number 2.
Yes.
But like dumb comedy done.
Oh my God.
Because it is
That's
like,
so clever. That is my biggest pet peeve with comics. Not that I'm in any position to judge, but one of the things I hate more than anything is it's always a guy, he's always in his 20s,
Yeah.
and he walks up and he's like, guys, this is how it is, and then has the most basic take about vegans or something,
oh,
or like religion's dumb. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, please no, I'm gonna
where's the
murder you.
insight?
Like
Yeah,
it's like, guys, I'm pretty edgy. I think Vegemite's actually disgusting. I'm like, what are you like? What is this?
Well, the thing is, edgy comics don't tell comics they're edgy.
True.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the successful ones
Yeah.
at it, the ones that are good at it, they're not up there telling
It's just
people.
funny.
And if the audience doesn't laugh. Like, they just stick their head down and keep going on. They're not standing there going, oh, I guess that was too much.
That's so true. You don't have to categorize it when it's funny, do you? Because it's just funny.
Yeah.
You only categorize it. This is actually really clever.
Yeah.
Because no one laughed at the end.
Yeah, like I've always found that, like, edgy is just, it's always been a thing that, like, people try to hide behind because they want to say a joke about a topic, you know, and it's, oh, you can't handle my abortion jokes, or you know what I mean.
But
Like,
sometimes you don't even realise you're working edgy until you have to do a seniors concert in the middle of the day, and then you discover. I found out halfway through a joke that I say I fucked your mum in the middle of it and had to bail.
Well, why didn't you say I celebrated my love with your mum?
Because it had to be I fucked your mum.
Really?
Yeah, it had to be that one phrase.
What if you went your mum and like just didn't? Because I do that in a joke where I don't
could
say
have done
it.
that. Oh man, I should have done that.
And I got to say, like, I did that because I got a joke that I wanted to do that works really well, and I needed to get it to work clean, but I was so used to just out of laziness.
Yeah.
Going, fucking.
Yeah.
Right before the the word.
Yeah.
And I tried doing it without it, and I just couldn't get a laugh. So
Yeah.
I just went, like, so I had the time and a little tip of my head just to indicate that there was something missing, and they laughed. And then the joke started working again, which I found really weird. Like, how's this for weird? I did a gig on Saturday night in Orange. Like, this is just, when I say weird, I mean just an example of how, like, comedy can just be about, like, if you're having a good gig, like, and the audience is with you, they won't question what you're saying because it's so instant.
Yeah.
And I opened for Tripod in Orange.
Yeah.
Like, we did 3 shows in a row, and I opened for Tripod like 20 years ago when I first started.
Really?
Like, and like, I was brand new. Like, it would have been my first year.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And
it's a good gig.
Yeah, it was a good gig. It was at the Comedy Store.
It's still a good gig.
Yeah. It still was. Lovely guys too. But like, at the time, like, iPods were brand new. Yeah. And like, I opened, one of my first jokes was, oh yeah, they're called Tripod because there's 3 of them. I guess that makes me iPod. Like, cheesy, super cheesy. But 20 years ago, like, it did really well. You know, because it was like, oh yeah,
they've just come out.
And I was just a noob, so I was probably giving off that energy. And on the drive down to Orange that day,
And you believed in the joke.
I remembered it, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to tell that tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll work because iPods, I think they're a thing anymore now.
No.
You can probably still get the shuffle.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. But I thought, I'm just going to tell it anyway. And I did it. Like, I did it, like, I just got to it naturally, you know, because there were 3 mic stands on stage, and I just started playing with one of the other ones.
Did it
and
work?
I just went, oh, Tripod. And then I went, yeah, they're called Tripod because there's 3 of them. And it did. Embarrassingly enough, it did. And then I told them that it probably shouldn't have. Like, because iPods don't exist. Like I said, I don't even know, do iPods even exist anymore? Like, it's, you know, but it was just, they were such a good crowd.
Yeah, also it's funny. It's a funny joke.
Yeah, but it's like, it's one of those ones, like, sometimes when a joke's got a timestamp on it, it's like if you're doing jokes about movies, like if you're talking about Cool Hand Luke, like, that's okay because it was so long ago. Yeah. No one knows when you watched it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you're talking about the latest Batman or whatever it's called, people are gonna, and like within 3 years, like, you're changing it to, oh yeah, I just watched Batman on Netflix last night. You know?
Yeah.
You're changing. You're changing the
I think for one-liners, it's okay.
Yeah. One-liners have there's a one-liner comic in the UK.
There's different rules, right, for one-liners? Because there's an understanding from the audience that this is just a joke. You're not expecting us to believe this information.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I was about to say. This guy in the UK, that's his exact.
Oh, okay.
Like, some of it, he says wrong stuff. He says, you know what I mean? Like, he's very.
That's how Jimmy Carr gets away with it.
Open-minded and progressive. Yeah, but I don't know. Sometimes with Jimmy, though, I get a feeling that he might believe a lot of it.
No.
You know, you don't.
I don't know. There's
something in his eyes. There's like a.
That's true. Didn't he used to be a lawyer?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, don't trust him.
So, what else have you been doing? Did you see the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I did. Twitter's blowing up.
Well, I didn't, because I saw someone posted a meme, and I'm like, what are they talking about?
Oh, right.
And then, like, someone else sent it to me, and I'm like, I want to look at this, because that's probably the most gangster Will Smith's ever gotten.
Yeah.
You know?
What's your take?
Well, I mean, look, I mean, it was a bad joke and it was a bad reaction.
Yeah. Do you reckon it was riffed, or do you reckon it was on the auto cue?
The joke?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Actually, that's a very good question. I don't know how the writing works with that.
Yeah.
Like if Chris Rock, I mean, I know there's writers.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he'd have some kind of...
Oh, no, I'm not saying he didn't approve it, but I'm just wondering if he riffed it in the moment, or was that pre-written?
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. But I will say, you could see he definitely handled it like a real comedian.
Yeah.
Like he froze. He was a deer. Like he was a deer in the headlights.
Didn't he?
Like he really did. Like for a split second.
It was beautiful to watch.
He didn't know. Well, Will Smith's the last person you'd expect it from too.
Yeah.
Like he's built his whole career and profile of being Mr. Squeaky Clean.
Although there was footage I saw on Twitter, they had footage of him punching a reporter from another year.
Really?
Yeah, so I saw that.
Oh, well, look, I know. Look, I mean, this doesn't say anything, but I know he's spoken about it. His dad was quite a violent person.
Yes.
But he also said that's always something he's tried to
not
be. Yeah. But look, everyone has their secrets.
Yeah.
And it's always the ones you don't fucking expect.
It was so bad.
Well, it was worse because it was Will Smith.
Yeah, but also just the fact that no one did anything about it, and he was still able to receive Best Actor award after that, and like no one,
because it was Will
security
Smith.
didn't even talk to him. So I feel like that's kind of what's in the zeitgeist now, and what's happening is like people are like, well, how come an actor is allowed to just have physical violence and not get in any trouble?
Well, that's interesting because someone in the dog park group chat was asking like, should he be, should,
Is that where you get your latest gossip
well, that's
from?
what. No,
it's good.
I was wondering if we were going to talk
great
about
source.
this, and I was like, I need content. They were talking about whether or not he should have been arrested, and I said that. Like, if he did get arrested, he would have more street cred than most of the rappers that are out there now. But like, that doesn't answer the question on whether or not he should be. Like, obviously, there should be some consequence.
Yeah. But he might be, I don't know, because...
But Chris Rock's already said he's not going to press charges.
Yeah. But neither of them have made a statement yet. So that's what I'm excited for.
Will Smith put one on his Instagram.
Oh, did he?
That's where I actually saw it. That's what made me look.
What did he say?
Because I saw a meme that someone posted and I didn't get it. It had Will Smith and Chris Rock, like their names over other pictures, and I'm like, what's that? And then, he just apologized. And it was interesting because even in the group chat, I was like, yeah, interesting. He apologized to everyone but Chris Rock.
Really?
And then he apologized to the Academy and the Williams family and but then later on he did apologize to Chris Rock as well. Like, but you also know that, like, obviously with how, like, there's publicists and agents and all those people working behind the scenes trying to squash that. The last thing I think they would want as well would be a public feud between, like, it's not rap music, like, it's not Will Smith's, it is rap music because it's Will Smith partially, but it's not his style of rap music, and it's not really in
he was squeaky clean rapper. That was his whole thing.
Yeah. And it's not really in Chris Rock's best interest to have beef with Will Smith.
He's going to have 20 minutes on it in his next show, though, surely.
But even though Will hit him, I still think that's punching down on Chris Rock's part. Like, Chris Rock will say the N-word and is accepted by, like, the...
Oh, yeah, it's definitely punching
whereas
down.
Will Smith is not... Like, Will Smith is accepted in that community more because of Jada than because of what he did for rap music. Like, there was a photo on, I think it was Beyonce's birthday, or it was one of their birthdays, Beyonce, Jay-Z, or Jada's. It definitely wasn't Will, but but the four of them were together.
Yeah, right.
And it was like, and even for me, it was a spin out.
A-list.
Well, it was just a spin out for me seeing Jay-Z in a picture with Will Smith.
Yeah,
but it was clearly because of the connection with Jada, because she was very close with Tupac Shakur back in the day. So, like, she's, like, Snoop's works with Will Smith, and I would pretty much guarantee that was because of her. Like, she's more in that scene than...
Yeah, I didn't even think about it from the street cred angle.
He was. So I don't think it would be in Chris Rock's best interest to have 20 minutes of material on Will Smith hitting him.
Yeah,
because I mean, if anything, Chris Rock wrote. Like, what's he going to...
Yeah, he didn't handle it well.
Like, if it was a...
Not that I would have, but yeah.
If it was an angry black comedian that had, like, an aggressive persona that...
Yeah.
Like, you'd expect it, and it probably would be funny. I mean, look, Will Smith. There's a lot of material. There's a lot of material there. Like, even you could just pick his worst 5 movies and do a whole show about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But then, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think should?
Thanks so much for listening to the episode, guys. We'd love to know what you think of the TV shows that we're reviewing, so you can hit us up on any of the social media platforms. It's Stream Roulette Podcast. We're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
And feel free to let us know what you think of our show too. Like, don't just hold back on the TV shows. And if you really like the show, we've also got a Patreon where we're putting out 2 bonus episodes a month. And it's in the same lane, but it's called Guilty Pleasures. So instead of letting them choose, Steph will choose a show that she loves secretly that I haven't seen, and vice versa. And we have to subject the other one to watch that. So if that seems like something you'd be into, check out the Patreon. That's just Stream Roulette over on the old Patreon website. And,
don't you have a podcast coming up?
I do, actually. I'm bringing mine back out. That's the Daniel Towns podcast. So thank you for letting me throw that in there. And also, if you are enjoying this Stream Roulette podcast with myself and Steph, please feel free to leave us a review on iTunes, because that's how these things grow and climb, and that's what we're here for. But anyway, this is enough of this. Let's get back to the episode, shall we?
Done. Will Smith is going to have is the sexism angle, because it was quite sexist of him to do that on behalf of his wife. And then when you combine that with the speech he gave when he won the Oscar about how he was protecting all the women in the show and being the man, that's a double whammy of like women kind of firing back and being like, we actually don't need your help, so how dare you?
But there's also actually, I don't know if I'm smart enough to talk about this, because it also intersects with race. And there's also
big time.
There's also that angle of it, and I don't have the experience of what it would be like growing up as a young African American child without a father.
No, but I mean,
that was my same thing with
I don't think the angry white women on the internet are going to think about the race. They're just going to be angry.
Yeah, that's true. Well, that's true too. Like, yeah, that's very true. There's a good gig coming through. But yeah, that was hard. So would you recommend The Bodyguard? No, what was it called again?
Undercover. I guess, yes, if you wanted a crime thriller and you'd gone through all the other ones, I would say yes.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
Yeah, look, I would. And look, I'm not going to have time to finish it, unfortunately.
No.
But like, I did like that it ticked a lot of the boxes. It's definitely better than all the other ones that we've watched.
Yeah, and it was based on a real story, so that's interesting.
Yeah, the music was good.
Music was good.
Where it was like, yeah, it was good. But I would recommend watching it in Flemish, even though I couldn't commit to that.
Yeah, if you can.
Or if you do want to have a laugh, like flip around in between.
Yeah.
In between languages, especially when there's 2 men or 2 women on the camera, because I did do it with the women as well, but they were pretty different. But then I still thought, well, I know like Becta Unamuno, she can do a lot of voices as well. Like, she's a voiceover.
Which was the same actors.
Yeah, like was it the same?
That's it. You're not watching this show, you're just imagining someone in a voiceover booth.
So again, we're at a position where neither of us gets a veto.
No, there's no way I was going to get through a season of that.
Well, it was only 8 episodes.
But they were like 46 minutes long.
I actually, when it comes to dramas, I actually think that's pretty good compared to the hour ones, because there's no 30-minute dramas.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like when it comes to dramas, we're either in for an hour or 46, and I'd much rather 46.
I'd much rather just wait for the next one.
All right. Well, do you want to know what the next one is?
Yeah, go on.
All right, hang on.
Is it a slow drama?
I don't know.
Set in Eastern Europe?
I've never heard of it in my life.
Okay.
Here we go. I took a photo of the thing. Where is it in my photo? Sorry, I'm just going to scroll through all these pictures. Oh, here we go. Is it Cake?
Is it Cake?
Yeah, it's like a reality
Oh, hell yeah.
type show. Apparently it was based off a meme, but like I just watched the intro a little bit, and it was like a dude there, and he's like, this is a bowling ball.
Yeah.
And then there was something that looked exactly the same as it, and he's like, this is a cake. And like, he just cut into it. And it's like, yeah, it's one season. It was number 2 on Netflix. So like either a lot of people are watching it.
Oh my God, I love this.
So yeah, like at least we got something a bit.
Yeah.
I think we might both get a veto?
Yeah, I reckon I can finish this
I
one.
reckon I can finish this one too. So that's good. So, all right. Well, I reckon we should look at wrapping this one up.
All right.
I'd call that a success.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not up to us. How
No,
is it?
it's really not. It's up to you guys.
But thanks for watching and
Yeah.
listening, obviously. And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See ya.